Today, we're moving into the sphere of the SQ, which is one of the most tender and powerful places in the Venus sequence. The SQ is not just about understanding ourselves mentally. It's not just about becoming emotionally aware of our patterns. The SQ brings us into the body, into the heart, and into the earliest places where we learned what love felt like. Before we could explain love, our bodies were already learning it. Our bodies were learning what felt safe, what felt warm, what felt steady, what felt free, what felt painful, what felt unavailable, and what felt like home. So today, as we open this sphere, we are not approaching it as something to analyze or fix. We are approaching it as a doorway into the heart's earliest knowing. Before we go into the teaching, I want to invite us to arrive in the body first, because the SQ is not a sphere where we only access through the mind. It is something we feel, sense, and remember through the body. Begin by letting your body arrive. Feel the weight of yourself being held by the chair, the floor, the earth beneath you. Let your breath soften. For these next few moments, there's nowhere else you need to be. Bring one hand to your heart, or simply bring your attention to the center of your chest. And just notice. Just noticing the place in you that has opened before, and the place in you that is closed before. Because both are sacred. The open heart and the protected heart. The soft heart and the armored heart. The heart that reaches, the heart that retreats. The heart that remembers love, and the heart that learned at some point to be careful. Take a slow breath into the center of your chest. And as you exhale, imagine your body receiving this message. My heart wants to be open. I am simply learning how to return to that openness. Now begin to sense beneath your thoughts, beneath the stories, beneath the explanations. Before you had language for what love was, before you could name what was missing, before you could understand what was happening around you, your body was already listening, your body was learning. What feels safe? What feels warm? What feels steady? What feels free? Where do I belong? Who can I trust? Is there room for me here? And today, we are gently turning toward the part of the heart that has always known openness. Take another breath. Imagine that somewhere within you, there is a younger part of your being. Not necessarily a clear image, maybe just a feeling, a tiny body, a tender heart, a place in you that still remembers what love felt like before it had to be earned, performed, protected, or explained. We look without seeking to fix this part of us. Instead, just let them know, I am here now. I am listening now. We are allowed to open back up slowly. Now imagine a soft light beginning to glow in the center of your chest. This light simply radiates warmth. With every inhale, the light touches the places in your body that have been waiting. With every exhale, the body softens just a little bit deeper. And silently, inwardly, you may ask, what quality has my heart been longing to remember? Certainty, freedom, joy, belonging, integrity, time and space. Let the body answer in its own way, through sensation, through emotion, through memory, through silence, through knowing. And as we open the sphere of the SQ, we are opening the doorway into this deeper layer of love. The love beneath the story. The love beneath the defense. The love beneath the wound. The love that has always been trying to bring us back into the body, back into the heart, and back into relationship with life. Take one more slow breath. And when you are ready, gently bring your awareness to the room here so we can dive into the sphere of your SQ. As we enter the SQ, we're not entering this through the mind first. We're entering it through the body first. This sphere speaks to the kind of love your early system was reaching for, the quality your heart still longs to feel safe enough to embody. Last month, we talked about the EQ sphere. This month, we take a closer look at the SQ, the spiritual quotient. This pathway that you see here between the EQ and the SQ is called the pathway of love or isolation. This is the place where the heart has a choice, not always a conscious choice. Often it happens in the body before we even realize it. Something gets touched, something feels tender, something feels unsafe, something feels too close or too much. And in that moment, the heart either softens toward love or protects itself through isolation. Isolation does not always mean physically leaving. Sometimes we are still in the room, still in the conversation, still in the relationship, still answering the text, still doing the right thing. But inside, we are gone. We have numbed, we have defended, we have shut down, we have become unreachable. That is the isolation this pathway is pointing to. The SQ is not about judging the heart for closing. The heart closes because it learned to protect us. The work is learning how to notice the closing and gently return to love. This is why this pathway is connected to emotional breakthroughs. And I want to be careful with the word breakthrough because sometimes we imagine breakthrough as something dramatic, like a huge release, a big realization, a crisis, a collapse, or a moment where everything changes. And sometimes, yes, breakthrough can look like that. But in the SQ, breakthrough can also be very gentle. Sometimes breakthrough is in the moment you notice yourself about to react in the old way and you pause. Sometimes breakthrough is in the moment you feel yourself shutting down, and instead of disappearing, you take one honest, deep breath. Sometimes breakthrough is saying, I need a moment instead of attacking. Sometimes breakthrough is letting yourself receive love without immediately questioning it. The SQ emotional breakthrough is not about becoming a person whose heart never closes. It's about becoming someone who learns the way back. The pain may surface here, but the SQ is not necessarily where the wound began. It is where the wound can be met with love. Now, this slide, this trinity of transformation, gives us a really helpful map of the transformation process. The IQ is connected to mental understanding. This is where we begin to see the story. We start to understand the pattern. We can name what is happening. The EQ is connected to emotional awareness. This is where we begin to feel the pattern. We stop just talking about the wound and start noticing how it moves through our emotional body. And the SQ is connected to physical transformation. This is where the body begins to receive a new message. So we could say the IQ says, I understand the story. The EQ says, I can feel the pattern. And the SQ says, my body can begin living a new way. This is why the SQ is so powerful, because many of us can understand something long before our body feels safe enough to live it. We can know we are worthy of love and still brace when love arrives. We can know we do not have to earn rest and still feel guilty when we slow down. We can know we are safe now and still respond as if the old wound is happening again. The SQ is where the body gets the update. So as we move deeper, we are not asking, what do I understand? We are asking, what has my body been carrying? And what quality of love is it ready to remember? In this image, we see the SQ positioned right at the center, the heart of our physiology. And I love that because it reminds us that spiritual intelligence is not floating somewhere above us. It is not about having the right words, the right rituals, the right beliefs, the right practices. The SQ is heart intelligence. It's body intelligence. It is love intelligence. It is our capacity to stay connected to love, meaning, and purpose while being fully human. Not above the mess, inside the mess. Not bypassing the wound. Meeting the wound with gentleness. Not forcing the heart to stay open. Learning how to reopen it after it closes. Your SQ can only really be measured by how open your heart is. And maybe even more importantly, how gently and honestly you can return when your heart has closed. Now we come to the mythological layer. And when we hear mythology, we might think of ancient stories, gods, goddesses, heroes, quests, and all of that. But mythology is not just old stories. Mythology is the pattern underneath human experience. The journey, the fall, the wound, the exile, the longing, the trial, the return home. When we talk about the SQ, we are not just talking about childhood patterns as psychological information. We are talking about the deeper journey of the heart. The SQ asks, what has your heart been trying to return to? What quality of love did your body come here needing? What got interrupted, misunderstood, or lost along the way? And what is life now inviting you to reclaim? This is not about blaming childhood. It is not about making our parents wrong. It is not about romanticizing suffering. It is about seeing our lives through a wider lens. The wound is not the whole story. The wound is part of the journey home. So this triangle that we were looking at, the Trinity of Transformation, brings all three layers together. So the IQ helps us understand, EQ helps us feel, and the SQ helps us embody. And you see very complexly, we need all three. If we only stay in IQ, we may understand our patterns, but still not feel them. If we stay only in EQ, we may feel everything, but not have enough perspective to hold it. The SQ brings the transformation into the body. This is where love becomes lived. This is where we stop only saying, I know better, and begin practicing, can I live differently? And now we're going to move into the 6 lines of the SQ. Each line points to a different early love quality, a different thing the developing heart and body needed in those first years of life. And even now, as adults, these qualities still matter. They are sacred human needs. So as we move through each line, listen not just with your mind, but with your body. Notice which words soften something in you, which words make you curious, and which words maybe touch a tender place. Line 1. Line 1, heart